Alrighty, YouTube Niner Empire, what is going down? The 49ers are one of four teams that have reached out to the Cleveland Browns regarding pass rusher Za'Darius Smith. Obviously, Za'Darius Smith has kind of been thrown out there in terms of, trade candidates, and he is expected to be traded before the NFL trade deadline. Now, in terms of asking price, don't really know what Cleveland is wanting for Za'Darius Smith. But Za'Darius Smith would absolutely bolster the 49ers defensive line. Obviously, the Niners have had some injuries on the defensive line. I'm sure the Detroit Lions are probably amongst one of those four teams that have reached out to Cleveland as well. Obviously, with Aiden Hutchinson going down. So, again, there's teams out there that have also reached out to him. According to Jeremy Fowler, he's saying that Cleveland really prefers a good day 3 pick for Za'Darius Smith. Now, should the 49ers make a trade for him? Here's the thing. I think a lot of people think that the 49ers should be sellers more so than buyers at the trade deadline. I'm kind of in the middle. I could see the 49ers selling rather than buying and kind of sticking with some of the players that they currently have. But the 49ers are known to make moves, big-time splash moves before the trade deadline. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey was amongst those names. Emmanuel Sanders back in 2019 was another guy that the 49ers traded for. And then last year with Chase Young. The 49ers are known to make moves around the trade deadline. For, the past 4 or 5 years they've did it. So I definitely wouldn't be shocked if the 49ers brought in somebody like Za'Darius Smith for, a day 3 pick that would help the 49ers defensive line. Obviously, I like Leonard Floyd. I think Leonard Floyd's had a pretty decent season. And obviously, you have Nick Bosa as well. But I definitely think that the 49ers could be a team that would trade for a guy like Za'Darius Smith, just given, their history of trading for players and being buyers at the deadline. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Za'Darius Smith leads the Cleveland Browns this year with 5 sacks. He's kind of been one of the only guys other than Myles Garrett that's kind of been somewhat of a force for the Cleveland Browns. So, I think that it would help the 49ers defensive line. I definitely think that it wouldn't be a bad move by any means. But I also think the 49ers are probably comfortable with the guys that they have. They've had some rookies step up big time this year on the defensive line. So I definitely could see them being content with who they have and not making a move on the defensive line, or really not making any moves at all. But again, wouldn't shock me if the 49ers send a day 3 pick to the Cleveland Browns to get Za'Darius Smith. So I don't think that's too much of an asking price by any means. So I think if the Niners do feel that they want to bolster their defensive line and make a move or whatnot, they're going to do it. John Lynch is definitely one of the more aggressive general managers in all of football. So, and he has a history and a track record of making moves at the deadline. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Should the Niners trade for Za'Darius Smith? Should they sell instead and trade some of their players? I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle, like I said. I'm really fine with both. I know Debo was a name that was kind of thrown out there of potentially trading Debo. I don't like that at all. I'm a big fan of Debo. I definitely don't think it makes sense, especially with Brandon Ayuk down for the year with the torn ACL. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments down below. Should the Niners trade for Za'Darius Smith? Should they send a day 3 pick to Cleveland for Za'Darius Smith? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.